Number 4. Penitentiary. Whether a prison is dangerous or not doesn't only depend on the violent inmates confined within, but also on how the prison officers treat the prisoners. And in that list, the Penitentiary located in Sao Paulo, Brazil, ranks at the very bottom. Most prisons have issues of violence, but the is deemed as one of the most dangerous prisons ever. Not only for the brutality, but also for ill health. One of the worst cases of violence in the Sao Paulo House of Detention was the Carandiru Massacre in 1992, where a military police raid in the penitentiary following a prison riot led to the death of 111 prisoners. The Penitentiary is also infamous for its terrible health problems. For example, in the prison's health wing, nearly 1 in 5 inmates have been diagnosed with HIV. This overcrowded and violent system in Sao Paulo used to house over 8,000 prisoners during its peak, making it South America's largest penitentiary at the time. However, there were only 1,000 prison officers trying unsuccessfully to control them. No wonder the prisoners took over the penitentiary. The Carandiru Penitentiary is the inspiration for the Penitenciária Federal de Sona, where Michael Schofield was incarcerated during the 3rd season of Prison Break. Number 5. Black Dolphin Prison. The Black Dolphin Prison in Russia houses 700 of the country's most brutal criminals. We are talking murderers, serial killers, terrorists, drug lords, and even cannibals. Every day is a game of life or death in the Black Dolphin Prison, and you never know if this is the day you're going to be eaten by one of your fellow neighbors. This prison is also known for its harsh procedures and staff. The inmates are kept isolated in their cells and are under 24-hour surveillance and supervision. The prisoners aren't allowed to rest or sit on their bunkers throughout the day from the time they wake up until their bedtime, which roughly amounts to 16 hours. The criminals are fed soup 4 times a day and are only allowed to use books, newspapers, and a radio. Their cells are searched for contraband and illegal items every single day. If an inmate needs to be moved between buildings, they are blindfolded, made to bend over at the waist while the guard holds their handcuffed hands behind their back, higher than their hips. This tactic helps to make sure that the inmate is deprived of a view of their immediate surroundings, while also allowing for maximum control by the guard. Every inmate in the prison is serving life sentences, which means that they'll be spending every single day of their life like this until the day they die. The prison gets its iconic name from a black dolphin statue placed at the entrance. Number 6. La Sabaneta. One lesson you might have picked up from TV shows and movies is that surviving prison is one of the toughest things to do for inmates. According to those who have served jail time, your first 24 hours in jail determines whether you're going to make it out alive or not, especially in prisons like La Sabaneta or the Maracaibo National Prison. This is because this notoriously violent prison located in Maracaibo, Venezuela, is entirely run by the prisoners themselves. Although this prison was built to accommodate 15,000 prisoners, 25,000 inmates as well as children of the inmates used to live in this Venezuelan prison, or should we say Venezuelan homeless shelter. Apart from extreme overcrowding, there was no adequate access to medical care, food, and clean water for the prison dwellers. The prison was also severely understaffed, with approximately 1 guard for every 150 inmates. The formation of micro-dictatorships inside the prison led to violence amongst inmates as part of organized gangs led by a prawn, the inmate leader. A violent gun battle between the gangs in 1994 resulted in the death of 150 prisoners, some at the hands of rival gang members and some at the hands of the prison staff. Additionally, 196 prisoners were killed and 624 wounded because of jail violence in 1995 alone. Apparently, the only part of this prison that the guard controlled was the gate, leaving the convicts to fend for themselves inside. Although the governmental control over the prison was weak, the government forces frequently yielded massive amounts of weapons and drugs during raids. They even discovered a collection of jungle animals housed in the prison, including a few endangered species during one of the raids. The craziest part is when the government decided to close the prison after 55 years of operation. The active prawn at the time, Moko Edwin, refused to leave his kingdom,